Okay, picture this for a second. You wake up, grab your phone off the nightstand, and see this exact number staring back at you. 151,980 yen. That's roughly $1,000 sitting there, generated in a single 24-hour window. And honestly, the craziest part about it? It didn't take some massive coordinated corporate product launch. Nope, that revenue came from just one digitally written article.
Which naturally brings us to the $1 million, or I guess $1,000 question we're tackling today. How in the world do you make AI write content that actually sells? Look, we've all been there. We've seen AI just churn out that painfully generic, boring text. You know, the fluffy stuff, or what we call hallucinations. But today, we are going to completely break down a precise step-by-step blueprint from a viral creator who absolutely cracked the code on turning raw AI output into a highly profitable digital product.
So, welcome to today's Explainer. We are totally demystifying the complete zero-to-profit playbook for AI monetization. We're going to dive deep into a really fascinating breakdown of how you can use Claude to basically automatically create and sell super valuable articles on a really popular platform called Note. We are taking you right behind the scenes of this exact viral strategy to show you exactly how the pros pulled this off. All right, here's our mental roadmap for today. We've got 5 crucial steps to cover. 1. The secret to profitable themes. 2. Thorough research to help AI. 3. Sectional writing for high quality. 4. Editing to breathe in life. And 5. Marketing strategy on Threads. Let's just jump right in.
Step 1. The secret to profitable themes.
So, here's the harsh truth. Even the absolute most beautifully written article is going to make $0 if no one actually wants to read it, right? Market demand is literally everything. Instead of just guessing what people want, here is how the pros actually find that demand. They use Claude Desktop's Code tab. Now, this is technically built for developers, but it is incredibly powerful for this use case. They feed the AI highly specific background info. For instance, Okinawa native, speaks Chinese, 80K YouTube subscribers, runs an AI company. By dumping these totally unique skills and past experiences into Claude, it generates these hyper-tailored, high-demand themes. In this creator's case, it spat out an absolute golden idea: running a company alone with AI agents. It hit the nail on the head, perfectly matching a huge market trend with the creator's actual real-world expertise.
Moving on to step 2, thorough research to help AI. Okay, we really need to tear down this illusion right now that AI is just pure magic. It's not. Without structured, deep research, it's just going to give you incredibly thin, generic content. And that ruins your reputation, leads to refund requests, and gets you terrible reviews. So how do we actually feed it? Check out this technical arsenal. We've got 3 main pillars of research here. First up, YouTube. Using a neat tool called YT-DLP, the creator scrapes transcripts of recent high-view videos from channels that actually have low subscriber counts. They are basically hunting for hidden viral gems. Second, they hit X or Twitter using Claude in Chrome to scrape hidden engagement stats, think bookmarks and impressions. And third, the web itself. They use Claude's deep research to independently scour dozens of pages and whip up these super comprehensive reports, saving them straight into a folder. You're essentially custom building a highly informed, super smart brain for the AI before it even writes a single word.
Step 3. Sectional writing for high quality.
Now, this right here is where most people completely drop the ball. They fall for the absolute danger of asking the AI to just write the entire article in one go. Let's compare the two approaches, shall we? Your typical beginner types in, hey, write an article about X, and they end up with this shallow, thin content because the AI just loses focus and tries to summarize way too much. But the pro technique? First, you ask the AI to map out a highly detailed table of contents based on all those saved research files we just talked about, and then you prompt it to write strictly section by section. Honestly, it is the difference between a puddle and an absolute ocean of value. But you can't just let it run wild. To keep that value incredibly high, you've got to give Claude some strict ground rules for every single section. And they need to be specific. Rule 1. Use middle school level vocabulary. Why? Because the second a reader hits some confusing technical jargon, they get exhausted and click away. Rule 2. Do not skip the provided structure. And Rule 3, which is absolutely crucial, state the conclusion right at the very beginning of each section so your reader never ever gets lost. Putting these constraints in place practically forces the AI to be highly readable and super engaging.
Step 4. Editing to breathe in life.
Okay, for this part, I want you to think of yourself as the manager. The AI, well, that's your super eager but kind of naive subordinate who just handed in a solid first draft. Your job isn't to rewrite the whole thing from scratch. Your job is to fix the moments where it hits a wall, maybe contradicts itself, or just sounds a little bit too robotic. You know, a classic AI mistake is trying to sound way too impressive. Like in the raw draft, Claude literally wrote, "You can hire infinite employees." I mean, sounds amazing, right? But it's totally unrealistic and actually completely contradicted the later sections about budget and costs. So the human editor steps in and changes it to, "You can hire as needed, but it costs money." By manually grounding the text in actual reality, you build deep, genuine trust with your reader. Because let's face it, if it sounds too good to be true, buyers are going to run for the hills.
And here's the other big secret for editing. You have to inject you into the text. Add your own personal anecdotes, your real-world struggles, those unique experiences like the actual messy reality of managing an AI agency. Doing this transforms a totally generic AI output into a one-of-a-kind product that literally only you could sell. Because at the end of the day, people buy from people, even when an AI is doing the heavy lifting behind the scenes.
And finally, step 5, marketing strategy on Threads.
Guys, this is by far the most overlooked step. If you just hit publish on your masterpiece and sit back waiting for the money to roll in, you are just going to hear crickets. If you don't market it, you get 0 sales. Simple as that. But before we market, we price. The strategic sweet spot for this specific article? 2,980 yen. That's around $20 US. The initial goal was pretty modest, just 30 sales to hit a 100,000 yen target. But thanks to the killer marketing strategy we're about to look at, it blew right past that to over 50 sales, pulling in 150,000 yen in a single day.
So why focus on Threads instead of X or Instagram? Well, first off, Threads has this massive 0-follower virality potential right now. The algorithm absolutely loves text-based posts from completely brand new accounts. To do this, you literally just ask Claude to summarize the article's strongest points into a punchy, catchy Threads post. But wait, here is the real secret sauce. Never, ever put your purchase link in the main post body. The algorithm hates external links and will suppress your post. Instead, you drop that link right down in the comments. That is how you absolutely maximize your organic reach.
Okay, let's bring this whole thing together and review the blueprint. 1. Theme selection, based on your own unique skills. 2. Deep research, feeding high-quality, custom data to the AI. 3. Sectional drafting, to maintain incredible depth and avoid fluff. 4. Human editing, to build that vital trust and inject your personality. And 5. Threads marketing, to leverage organic virality. See, this isn't magic. It's a highly structured, totally repeatable framework for digital entrepreneurship.
So there it is. You now have the exact step-by-step blueprint that turned a blank screen into over 150,000 yen in just 24 hours. The whole mystery of how to make AI write content that actually sells? Yeah, consider it officially solved. So I just have to ask, you've got the blueprint, are you going to take the first step today? Seriously, stop overthinking it. Take this framework you've just learned and go launch your very first digital product. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this explainer and keep on learning.